The skyscrapers of New York City glisten under the morning sun, symbols of power, ambition, and success. But Maya Bennett knows the truth. Behind the glass facades, there are walls she's spent her career trying to break. As she strides through the doors of Winston & Co., her heels clicking against the marble floor, she carries the weight of every rejection, every time she had to prove herself twice over. She glances around the pristine lobby. A group of young white men in tailored suits laugh near the receptionist's desk. They look at her, then look away, as if she doesn't belong. She straightens her shoulders. This is her moment. She steps into the sleek, modern conference room where James Winston III waits, his presence as imposing as the empire he inherited. He barely glances at her resume, instead leaning back in his chair with a smirk that says he already knows his decision. "We're looking for someone who fits our company culture," he says smoothly, his fingers tapping against the mahogany desk. Maya keeps her expression neutral. "And what exactly does that mean?" Winston tilts his head. "Someone with presence, a leader who understands the nuances of this industry." She knows what he's really saying. The words are dressed up, professional, but she's heard them before. She folds her hands in her lap, keeping her voice steady. "I have over a decade of experience in financial strategy, have led multiple high-stakes mergers, and hold an MBA from Harvard. I believe I understand the industry quite well." Winston chuckles, shaking his head slightly. "That's all very impressive, Maya. But..." He pauses, as if searching for the right words. "You're just not quite what we're looking for." The words land like a slap. She expected resistance, but the outright dismissal still stings. She forces herself to nod, standing up with practiced composure. "Thank you for your time," she says coolly, extending her hand. Winston takes it, his grip firm, his smirk unwavering. "Best of luck." As she walks out, her chest tightens. She knew the game was rigged, but somehow she thought this time might be different. Outside, she pulls out her phone, her fingers trembling slightly as she texts Aisha. "Maya, just got out. Same old story. He barely looked at my resume." Aisha. "Girl, you already know what I'm gonna say. They'll regret it." Maya exhales sharply. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. She walks into a nearby coffee shop, needing a moment to breathe. The rich aroma of espresso fills the air as she settles into a corner booth, pulling out her small, battered notebook. Inside, pages filled with plans, goals, and ambitions. She taps her pen against the table. Maybe it's time to stop knocking on doors and build her own. Her phone buzzes. An unknown number. She hesitates, then answers. "Hello?" A pause, then a voice she didn't expect. "Ms. Bennett, this is Gerald Price from the Winston & Comer Board of Directors. We need to speak with you immediately." Maya leans back in her chair, a slow smile spreading across her face. Winston & Comer is about to learn exactly who they underestimated. News spreads like wildfire. Winston & Co., once a pillar of Wall Street, is now at the center of a financial scandal. Reports flood every news outlet: fraudulent accounting, fabricated earnings, misled investors. The company's once pristine reputation crumbles overnight. Inside the headquarters, panic sets in. Employees whisper in hushed tones by the elevators. Meetings behind closed doors stretch for hours. On the trading floor, analysts stare in disbelief as the stock plummets, wiping out millions in mere minutes. James Winston III, the man who built his career on confidence and control, finds himself drowning in chaos. "We need a statement," his public relations director urges. James straightens his tie, barely masking his irritation. "We control the narrative. Downplay the damage, emphasize our long-standing credibility." But it's already too late. Investors aren't waiting for explanations. They're pulling their money, demanding answers from the board. Then comes the investigation. Government regulators launch probes, subpoenas are issued, and Winston & Co. is no longer just a scandal. It's a case. The boardroom is suffocating with tension. The shareholders are furious, the executives scrambling. James tries to maintain control, but for the first time, he feels the power slipping from his grasp. A senior board member clears his throat. James, we need to talk. There is no need for elaboration. The walls are closing in. James fights back. I built this company. I won't be forced out over... You already lost it. Another board member interrupts. We need new leadership. Investors need to trust us again. And that won't happen with you at the helm. The decision is final. The board votes, and within the hour, James Winston III is no longer the CEO of Winston & Co. He packs up his office, his hands slow, methodical. His once loyal colleagues, the same ones who toasted to his success, now keep their distance, eager to protect their own names. As he steps out of his office, defeated, his gaze flickers to the empty chair where Maya Bennett once sat. The irony is bitter. The woman he dismissed as not a good fit is the only one who might be able to save what's left. The search for a new CEO begins immediately. The board is desperate. They sift through names, searching for someone with an unblemished reputation, a steady hand, someone who can restore the trust they've lost. Who can lead us through this, one board member asks. A tense silence follows before another executive hesitates. There is one name that keeps coming up. They all know it, but no one wants to say it. Maya Bennett. The room shifts uncomfortably. Just a week ago, she wasn't qualified enough in their eyes. And now she's their only hope. We rejected her, someone points out, and now we need her. Another board member says, swallow your pride. Make the call. Maya sits on her couch, her laptop open but untouched. A half-empty cup of coffee sits beside her, long gone cold. The sting of rejection has faded, replaced by determination. She's been planning her next move, weighing her options. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She debates ignoring it, but something in her gut tells her to answer. Hello? A deep voice responds. Ms. Bennett, this is Gerald Price, chairman of the board at Winston & Co. Maya leans forward. I know who you are. We'd like to discuss an urgent matter with you, he continues, his voice stiff. The board has agreed to offer you the position of interim CEO. Silence. She lets the words hang in the air, savoring the weight of them. A week ago, she wasn't good enough. Now they're begging. You want me to fix the company that didn't think I was qualified? Her voice is calm, but there's an edge to it. Price clears his throat. We made a mistake. Maya exhales slowly. Yes, you did. Another pause. Will you take the job? She doesn't answer right away. Her mind races, not with personal vindication, but with something bigger. How many times had black professionals like her been overlooked, forced to prove themselves over and over again? How many women had walked into that building, just as qualified, just as ambitious, only to be dismissed before they even had a chance? If she walked away, Winston & Co. would scramble to find another candidate, maybe one who would uphold the same toxic culture. But if she took this role, she could do more than just fix their mess. She could change the system from within. She takes a deep breath. I'll consider it, but if I come in, I'm coming in on my terms. The doors of Winston & Co. swing open, and this time Maya Bennett walks in as their new leader. The executives who once dismissed her now stand, waiting for her arrival, their faces uncertain. She meets their eyes one by one, making sure they understand. She is not here to be their token, their cleanup crew, their silent figurehead. She is here to lead. The board members watch as she takes her place at the head of the long glass table, her presence commanding. I want full transparency, she says, her voice steady and firm. That means every detail of this investigation, every financial report, and every internal policy that led us here. If I'm going to fix this company, I need complete authority to do what needs to be done. Price nods. Agreed. She leans back, studying the room. She knows some of them are waiting for her to fail. Others are hoping she'll just patch up the cracks without breaking down the foundation. But she's not here to preserve the past. She's here to build something new. And for the first time, Winston & Co. is going to see what real leadership looks like. Maya walks through the executive corridor of Winston & Co. her heels clicking against the polished marble floor. This time, she is not a hopeful candidate sitting outside an interview room. She is the one in charge. Inside the boardroom, the same executives who once dismissed her now sit waiting, their expressions uneasy. The weight of irony isn't lost on them. Just days ago, they had deemed her unfit for leadership. Now, their company's survival depends on her. Maya stands at the head of the long table, placing both hands firmly on the surface. She lets the silence stretch, making them feel the moment. No one dares to speak first. When she finally does, her voice is calm, controlled, yet undeniably authoritative. Gentlemen, let's be clear. I'm not here to patch up your mistakes. I'm here to redefine this company. A shift ripples through the room. Some board members shift in their seats while others exchange glances. The reality settles in. Maya Bennett isn't here to play their game. She's here to rewrite the rules. Maya wastes no time. In her first week as CEO, she issues a comprehensive audit of Winston & Co.'s finances. Transparency isn't a suggestion. It's a mandate. Every deal, every hidden clause, every questionable accounting practice, she demands full disclosure. Her next move is bold, an ethics review designed to expose years of unchecked privilege and backdoor dealings. She stands before the company's top executives in the conference room, her presence unwavering. "We will no longer operate in the shadows," she announces. "From today forward, we lead with integrity. That means accountability at every level." Some executives nod, eager to align themselves with her leadership. Others remain silent, their loyalty still tethered to the old guard. But Maya anticipated resistance. She knows change doesn't come without a fight. She implements a new policy. Diversity and inclusion are no longer buzzwords, but measurable actions. Leadership roles must be evaluated based on merit, not legacy or connections. The pushback is immediate. Emails go unanswered. Meetings are mysteriously rescheduled. Some senior executives quietly work against her, hoping to stall her. Progress until she fails. But Maya doesn't back down. She sees every move before they make it. She watches as they attempt to undermine her authority, and she meets every challenge with a calculated response. "Let them try," she tells her assistant Aisha. "They think I got here by accident. They have no idea what I'm capable of." The media catches wind of her rise to power, and the coverage is relentless. Some headlines call her a trailblazer, a historic moment for corporate America. Others question if she's in over her head. A popular talk show host smirks at the camera. "Black woman running Winston & Co.? Let's see how long that lasts." Inside the company, whispers circulate. Board members wonder, can she really turn the company around? Her every move is scrutinized. A critical report mysteriously disappears before an important meeting. A top executive conveniently forgets to invite her to a major strategy session. Maya sees the sabotage for what it is: fear. They fear change. They fear losing their grip on power. Aisha storms into her office one afternoon, fuming. "They are trying to push you out." Maya leans back in her chair, unshaken. "Let them push," she says. "I'll push harder." A pivotal moment arrives when a major investor, Warren Dunham, threatens to pull out. "We can't afford instability," he says, over a tense video call with the board. "If this company doesn't show me a solid future, I'm out." The board members look at Maya. This is the moment they've been waiting for, her failure, her undoing. Instead, she rises. Maya steps into the boardroom, standing before Dunham and the other investors. She doesn't beg for their trust. She earns it. She lays out a clear strategic plan. Growth projections, ethical restructuring, market repositioning. She doesn't just talk numbers. She paints a vision. Winston & Co. is not just surviving this crisis, she says. We are rebuilding stronger than before. You can either be part of that future, or you can watch from the sidelines. The board watches in silence, eyes flickering between Maya and Dunham, waiting for his response. Dunham leans back, contemplating. Then he nods. "I'm staying in," he says. "In fact, I'm doubling my investment." The tension in the room dissolves into stunned silence. The executives who once doubted her are left speechless. Maya doesn't smile. She doesn't celebrate. She simply sits back down, as if securing millions in investment was just another item on her to-do list. The tides have turned. Under Maya's leadership, Winston & Co.'s stock stabilizes. New investors come in, drawn by her vision. Employees, once skeptical, begin to rally behind her. In the distance, James Winston III watches from the sidelines. He sees the headlines, the interviews, the company thriving under Maya's leadership. He realizes too late. He underestimated her. Maya walks through the office, no longer the woman people whisper about. Now, when she passes, people straighten in their chairs. They nod in respect. She has not just secured a position, she has rewritten the narrative. As she steps into her office, she glances at the city skyline. A week ago, they told her she wasn't enough. Now she's running the company, and for the first time she allows herself to smile. She didn't just take the job, she took back her power. Maya stands before the boardroom, a place that once dismissed her, a place that once told her she wasn't enough. Now they sit across from her, waiting for her response. The chairman clears his throat, shifting in his seat. "We'd like to formally extend the offer for you to become Winston & Co.'s permanent CEO, he says. There is no hesitation in Maya's voice. "I accept." The weight of history settles over the room. The first black woman to lead the company. The first time the board had to admit they were wrong. Reporters swarm the lobby, cameras flashing, microphones raised. At the press conference, Maya stands tall behind the podium, eyes unwavering as she faces the world. "This moment isn't just about me," she begins. "It's about the countless others who were told no before they even had a chance to prove themselves. It's about the doors that were shut in our faces, the opportunities that were stolen, the talent that was ignored. Today, that changes." The reporters lean forward. The world listens. She takes a breath, steady and confident. Winston & Co. is entering a new era, one that values merit over privilege, integrity over nepotism, and accountability over tradition. "I didn't get here by accident. I got here because I refuse to let anyone define my worth for me." As the applause erupts, Maya knows this moment isn't just about claiming a title. It's about rewriting the rules. Success to Maya was never just about personal gain. It was about something bigger, creating opportunities for those who came after her. She wastes no time. Within weeks, Winston & Co. launches a mentorship program for young black professionals, offering them the resources she never had access to. Walking through the company's halls, she stops by a group of interns, mostly young women of color, their eyes filled with quiet admiration. One of them steps forward hesitantly. "Ms. Bennett, I just wanted to say thank you. Because of you, I believe I belong here." Maya smiles, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You do." She revises the company's hiring policies, ensuring diversity isn't just a buzzword but a commitment. Executive roles are no longer filled by the same familiar faces. Fresh talent rises, bringing innovation and new perspectives. The board resists, but Maya is relentless. She knows change is uncomfortable, but she also knows it's necessary. When an old colleague scoffs at her initiatives, saying, "This company wasn't built on charity," Maya levels him with an unshaken gaze. "No," she replies, "but it will be built on fairness." Her success isn't just measured in profits. It's measured in the lives she's transforming. Under Maya's leadership, Winston & Co. stabilizes. Investors regain confidence. The media, once skeptical, now hails her as the visionary leader who turned the company around. The same employees who once doubted her now respect her. Meetings are no longer filled with dismissive glances, but with attentive silence as she speaks. She no longer has to fight to be heard. When she speaks, people listen. Across town, James Winston III sits in his office, watching the news coverage. The company he built now thrives under the leadership of the woman he rejected. His hands tighten into fists as he watches Maya command the stage. "She was never supposed to make it," he mutters under his breath. But deep down, he knows. He underestimated her. And now he has to live with that. The culture of Winston & Co. shifts. No longer just an exclusive boys' club, it becomes a company where talent matters more than last names, where diversity isn't just a box to check. The headlines say it all: Maya Bennett reshapes corporate America. But for Maya, this is only the beginning. Late at night, Maya stands in her office gazing out over the city skyline, the same view she once dreamed about. She leans against her desk, taking a deep breath. The weight of the past few months settles over her, the battles, the victories, the moments of doubt. She picks up her phone and dials. "Mama?" she says softly. On the other end, her mother's voice is thick with emotion. "I saw the news, baby." A pause, then a quiet sob. "You did it." Maya swallows the lump in her throat. "Yeah, Mama, I did." Her mother's voice is filled with pride. "They tried to keep you out, but look at you now, running the whole damn place." Maya chuckles, wiping a tear from her cheek. "I guess I am." Her mother sighs, full of wisdom and love. "I always knew you would. The world just needed to catch up." Maya sits back in her chair, letting the moment sink in. For years, she fought to be seen, to be valued. And now she has nothing left to prove. She closes her eyes, allowing herself to breathe. She didn't just survive. She won. A week later, Maya steps off the stage after delivering a keynote speech at a women's leadership conference. As she walks through the crowd, a group of young black women in crisp business suits approaches her. One of them, no older than 22, hesitates. Before speaking, "How do we get to where you are?" she asks. Maya studies their faces. The same ambition, the same hunger she once had. She smiles, placing a hand on the young woman's shoulder. "You work hard, you stay true to yourself, and you never let them tell you no twice." Young women stand a little taller, their confidence bolstered by Maya's presence. As she walks away, she knows her journey is no longer just about her. It's about ensuring that no one else has to fight as hard as she did to be seen. She isn't just running a company, she's creating a future where no one is denied their worth. And that, she realizes, is the greatest victory of all.